Shelby Frazier. A 5'10" junior guard, number 3, Ryan Matthew. A 6'3" freshman guard, number 5, Jarvay Tate. The other guard, a 5'11" junior, number 14, Jerome Dixon. And a forward, a 6'7" junior, number 23, Markel Murphy. The Eagles are coached by Theus Jeffers, assisted by Stanwell King, Mark Miller, and O.J. Jarrett.
Of North Central College. North Central aims for a 4th consecutive win as they host Robert Morris University. The Golden Eagles 5-9 this season. The Cardinals are 6-4. Hello and welcome into this NCTV 17 production of Cardinal Basketball. Kevin Jackman, Zach Bucher. Thanks for joining us on your New Year's Eve. It's the 30th as we head and sprint to the finish line in 2017. And the Cardinals are certainly running quickly towards 2018. And in strong fashion. They've won 3 straight, and they've done it in style. And they seem to be really clicking on the offensive end of the basketball.
Absolutely, especially Connor Raridan. It may have been 11 days ago, but he went off for a career-high night of 36 points and really led his team to the victory. And Alex Sorensen, not one to be one up, had himself a pretty good game too. So the duo is clicking on all cylinders, and we're just looking to see if they can get it going again.
Early answer is yes. Sorensen with the back down move had great position in the post and lays it in with the left hand. 2 early points for him. Let's run down those starting lineups that you heard a moment earlier from the PA announcer Lucas Mitzel with the basketball right now, and let's run through Robert Morris. Shelby Frazier, Ryan Matthew, Jarvay Tate, and Jerome Dixon, the starting 4 guards. Only one big man, and that's Markel Murphy. That one thrown out of bounds, and the Cardinals will have it on the offensive end. Aiden Chang controls the basketball. Matt Capoletti, Connor Raridan, Erwin Henry, and Alex Sorensen, the starting 5 for North Central. Sorensen in the high post, hands off Raridan. Raridan takes the jumper short, caroms off the rim into the corner, and it's controlled on the rebound from Ryan Matthew. He sprints up the other end, kicks it out. An open 3 on the wing. Good. Knocked down by Shelby Frazier.
Something to watch out for in this game, I believe, is, as you mentioned before, the Golden Eagles are playing with 4 guards. This team is extremely undersized for your typical basketball team. Only one person over 6'7", and I don't know if we may see him or not.
Knocked down by Murphy, the lone big man on the floor. Murphy stands at 6'7", but has the range, obviously, to knock down a long-range shot. Raridan again pulls from inside the arc, and this time rattles it home. Ties the game up at 6. He's got 4 early points. Sorensen has the other 2. Shot fake at a drive from Murphy. Great athleticism, gets to the hole and converts.
And that's what the range that Murphy has shown so far will do for him. Sorensen biting on the pump fake.
Both big guys well equipped to take that long range shot. Sorensen dribbles into the lane, now kicks to Capoletti. Wide open Raridan for 3, and he's well off the mark. Sorensen corrals, well, I guess you could call it the rebound. It's an air ball. Raridan cuts backdoor and lays it in. good and the bad for Raritan on that possession.
Made up for it. Good pump fake to get the pass, or get the defender to go for the pass, but went up with the easy lay-in.
Mistake on the offensive end by Shelby Frazier. The head coach of the Robert Morris Eagles, Matthias Jeffers, up and out of his seat as he instructs the full court press up against Aiden Chang and the Cardinals. Under the half court with Raritan, over to Sorensen. Sorensen will take the jumper and splash, bottom of the net. No hesitation in that shot.
And that was something that was working for Sorensen in the last game, so perhaps he'll look at it again in this game too.
Murphy trying to get to the hole again, an awkward shot with the left hand. Raritan spins into the corner, kicks it out, man down. The Cardinals spin it around the horn, into the corner. Chang stops, pops, misses, and Sorensen knocked it out of the grasp of Capoletti and instantly knew that he had just made a mistake.
Liked the aggressiveness, but just unfortunately did not go the way of the Cardinals. Just a bad bounce.
16:50 to go, first half, 10-8. North Central leads over Robert Morris. Matthew with the basketball, pump fakes, drives, kicked, and it's blocked by Chang. And he decides not to go back to Raritan. Instead, Erwin Henry really hasn't had the basketball a whole ton in the first 4 minutes. See if he gets a touch here. Tries to come around the backdoor screen, and it's off the fingertips of Sorensen, and that's out of play. Some confusion in the half-court set leads to a turnover for NCC.
And you mentioned Erwin Henry. He is third on the team in scoring and hasn't really been a factor in the last couple of games on the offensive end. Last game we didn't really see much of him at all. It'll be interesting to see how they try and work him in tonight.
Shelby Frazier's fouled on his way to the basket. They count it on the floor. First foul for either team, and it's picked up. They'll put it on Erwin Henry. Murphy from the three-point line made contact, was Sorensen, but no call made. Murphy gambles, draped all over the back of Sorensen, and draws the foul.
That's a tough gamble there, especially at the high post. You really don't want to. You got the foul, but you really don't want to take that gamble because otherwise it's a wide open lane for Sorensen.
Down low, Raritan. Size advantage. Kicks it. Sorensen a three. Knocked away by Erwin Henry. Kept him bound somehow. Terrific effort. Murphy splits into the lane between a couple of defenders and is called for a travel.
Almost a really good move by Henry. Just got caught up in some of the defenders' legs. And unfortunately, it looks like a foul, but no foul to be called there.
Cardinals lead 13-8 on the strength of an Alex Sorensen three off the hands of Chang, and he's able to recover. Great defense on display right now from Robert Morris's Jerome Dixon. Down low, Sorensen spins, the little hook shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Henry, and he'll reinitiate the offense. He'll spin it around. Sorensen cuts, lays it in.
Good ball movement and great job by Henry to keep the possession alive and give him some second chance points.
How about that decision from Sorensen? Could have camped out behind the three-point line, instead cuts to the basket.
Absolutely, and there's not many players nowadays that will do that. A lot of people want to spot up for that three and get the crowd going.
Matthew with the basket, switch hands mid-flight. Raritan pump fakes, now drives into the lane and kicks it to Capoletti. Capoletti, Henry cues a wide open three. Cardinals really feeling it from deep early in this contest. And a wild shot missed by Gervais Tate. And here come the Cardinals again. Sorensen make that Henry to the basket, misses. Big collision near the circle. And now Matthew races the other way and converts.
That's something that this Golden Eagles team has. Even though they may not have the size, a lot of smaller players tend to be a lot quicker on the offensive end. So their quickness may help them out here tonight.
Sorensen outside Capoletti. Over to Chang. Raridan. Isolation down low in the block, and Sorensen is just too strong underneath.
And that's something that's going to be there all day for the Cardinals here tonight. Today, rather.
Shot from the corner. Buried. Jarvey Tate pulls them back to within 5. Raridan goes against the grain, puts it off the glass, and he is just having his way in the early goings of this contest. And a timeout taken by Robert Morris. A couple of substitutions set to check in. 30-second timeout. We'll take a break with them. We'll be right back on NCTV 17.
There'll be a full. Into the game for the Eagles, number 32, Johnny Fox, and number 2, Omar Gilbert.
Coming off a timeout taken by Robert Morris, North Central leads 22-15, 13-16 to play, opening half. And a couple of substitutions come in. Omar Gilbert and Johnny Fox, a junior forward, comes into the game in place of Murphy. And a travel called underneath as Tate tried to take it baseline. He got hung up. Pollock will come in. Matt Capoletti checks out. And Pollock infuses the kind of three-point shooting that it's very hard to find in Division III basketball. 52% from deep. We'll see how quickly he gets integrated into the offensive game plan tonight.
Well, given his percentages and how important he is to this offense, I would assume very soon, despite most of the offense coming from Sorensen and Raridan so far.
Fox commits a foul, bailing the Cardinals out. There were only 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Johnny Fox, his first second team foul.
Just the second team foul on Robert Morris, as the Cardinals hold a 7-point lead. 12:47 to go, first half. Raridan inbounds. Henry square to jump. Instead, throws it down. Sorensen on the block. Skips into the lane. Left-handed shot.
Sorensen.
Can't say it enough. Sorensen and Raridan simply having their way against much smaller defenders.
And that's how it's going to be probably all day.
Fox takes a flat-footed shot. Raridan diving to the basket. It's not even like they're physically outmatching these guys. They're just outsmarting them. They're cutting. Another bad shot from Fox that rolls off the rim. Chang over to Henry. Henry bounces into the lane, kicks it back over to Chang. He'll take the three. In and out, no good. Sorensen fighting for the rebound, who lays it in with the left hand.
Just as you say, outmatch, Sorensen responds.
It's just a bully underneath, with one hand controlling the tempo, with the other yanking down the rebound as Fox finally takes it to the hole and able to claim 2 points.
And it's really going to be up to head coach Jeffers of Robert Morris to figure out a defensive scheme to stop these two players, because otherwise this game's going to get out of hand real quick.
Sorensen has a mismatch in the post as they go to a zone defense. Henry will take the three, skips off the back of the rim, and here comes the Golden Eagles.
And clearly the man-to-man defense just not working for the Golden Eagles so far. So forcing them to take some jumpers now with the zone defense.
Dixon buries the three, pulls the Eagles back to within 8. 5 consecutive points for RMU. Pollock down low, Sorensen, cross-court pass now underneath to Henry. Henry will put the floater up and in. Henry bit on the steal attempt and a bad shot on the other end. Nice move from Gilbert, couldn't convert. Into the corner, Chang, he'll yank the three. No, pinballs around and finally nestles its way into the hands of Tate. He hangs, hovers, shoots, and misses. 10-point lead for North Central, 30-20 as we are reaching the midway point of the first half. Raritan baseline. Much smaller defender in Gilbert on him. Here come the double team, and Pollock wide open for three. Rims around, no good. Won't miss that shot very often. Looks like Matthew might have got hit in the face. Shot clock down to 9, and a foul called. And the drive to the basket, Jerome Dixon will stand at the free throw line in a moment.
His first, second team foul. Jerome Dixon to the line, shooting 2.
Knocks down the first.
For the Cardinals, number 24, Blaze Meredith. Checking in for the Eagles.
Seems hard to believe, but this is our first trip to the free throw line, and we're 9, make that 10:30 into the contest.
Yeah, very fast-paced game here. Not a lot of fouls committed. This is some very fun basketball to watch.
Henry checks out, Capoletti in, as is Blaze Meredith. Converts a pair of free throws, and it's back to an 8-point game. Full court press employed. Luke Hadzow has checked into the game for Robert Morris as he defends against Blaze Meredith. Meredith drives, kicks Sorensen a jumper. Rattles it home.
That's the one downfall to the full court press. You get all your defenders in one spot at half court, and the offense just comes away with an open look.
Shooter's touch, and it goes in. Tate gets the friendly roll. Also checking in for the Eagles is Kyle Longfield, a 6'5" forward. Meredith over to Sorensen. He's feeling it from 18 feet. Not this time, though. Robert Morris getting up and down the floor. Gilbert into the corner, gets it right back. Long range three, no good. Cardinals will slow it down after a fast and furious pace of the last few minutes. Eight seconds on the shot clock, Raritan with it. Into the corner, Pollock for three and cannot connect. Meredith tips it home. Didn't even try and grab it, just poked it back up.
Yeah, good job by Blaze Meredith to get the tip in. Good position on his defender.
Jump shot, Gilbert buries it.
Omar Gilbert.
Nice step back jumper. Meredith with a head of steam over to Pollock. Given off to Raritan. Raritan with the defender draped all over him, that's Tate. Into the post, Sorensen goes to work despite the double team, lays it up and in.
Alex Sorensen.
Is he at 50 points yet? Oh no, sorry, just 19.
In only 13 minutes of play.
Tough shot forced by Blaze Meredith. Pollock for three.
He was bound to get one to drop eventually. You don't shoot 51% from behind the arc and miss too many.
And that was probably the highest degree of difficulty that he's had in the last three.
It seems to be that way a lot of the times. Shooters will get that open look and just start salivating, and then you end up with a brick. You get someone in front of your face and somehow it goes in.
Handoff to Meredith. Meredith kicks it over to Raridan. Raridan back to the top, and Sorensen drives to the lane, lays it with the right hand. No, pulls down his own rebound and lays it back in. Man amongst boys today. Timeout, Robert Morris. Not sure what they can possibly do with Alex Sorensen, but he is having quite the afternoon. 21 points, 8 rebounds. And like you mentioned a moment ago, 14 minutes that he's been on the floor. There's still 6 minutes to go in the first half.
He's almost got a double-double already in only 14 minutes of play. It seems like Jack Bronick will enter into the game and he'll take a breather, but still, to see what he's been doing today, it's incredible to see because they just have nothing for him. They tried the double team. He's smart and athletic enough to get through it and has great touch around the rim to just lay it in.
You talk about Sorensen nearing a double-double at the half. How about Connor Raridan? 10 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. He's in the hunt for a triple-double if he continues at this pace. This has been a really fun start to the contest for North Central. 41-26 the score, 6:13 to play. The timeout, Robert Morris, their second one of the half. It's been a very quick-paced game, very few fouls, which means that there's been some rhythm established on both ends, and right now North Central really in a groove offensively. The ball movement has been really impressive. Guys are not settling for shots. They're diving to the basket. They're finding the open man, and that is fun basketball to watch.
Absolutely, and you talk about rhythm. This is a team that has not played competitively against another team in 11 days. Not missing a beat. It's got to be really nice to see if you're Coach Todd Raridan.
Big bounce. Controlling it is Gilbert, driving to the lane. Pops, stops, and misses. Bronick does check into the game for Sorensen, and he pulls down that rebound. Ahead to Capoletti. Capoletti spins into the lane, and he will be called for a travel.
Number 23, Markel Murphy.
And we talk about all these stats from Connor Raridan and Alex Sorensen. A double-double almost for Sorensen, and no shock there. 9.3 rebounds a game. That's second in the conference. And Raridan actually leads the conference in assists. So they're doing what they are strong at doing.
Missed shot by Gilbert, hits the foot of Meredith. On the floor, Meredith dives for it, tries to roll it over to Henry, and a pile up just on the wing, and a jump ball called.
Good hustle by both teams. You gotta love watching that. If you're both coaches, see your players dive out for a basketball.
The officials talking this one over, and it will be the initial signal was for a jump ball, and I believe that's what they're going to go with.
It's the right call.
I thought so. Nobody clearly established possession. With the rock is Dixon. Kicks it across, and a travel called on Markel Murphy. Tough afternoon for him so far. He's been unable to handle Sorensen and Raridan, and then on the offensive end has turned it over a couple of times. 41-26, Meredith playing the role of point guard. Capoletti back to Meredith. Tries to establish the post with Bronick, gets it right back to three. Rattles around, no good. Dixon trying to push. Scratch that. That was Aaron Holiday trying to push, and now it's thrown into the backcourt. And a backcourt violation. Substitution will come in. That's Jackie Biggins. Pollock tried to find Erwin Henry for a quick three off the inbounds. Capoletti squares and hammers home a three. So much shooting on the floor, and they don't sacrifice size.
And it's so nice to be able to go to that.
Jackie Biggins for three.
And, you know, and be successful.
Biggins knocks down the three. Henry spins into the lane, the jump shot. Oh my. Put him through the spin cycle.
Haven't seen much of him lately, but.
Woo! Capoletti rejects the shot attempt. Now in the fast break, the no-look pass to Pollock. Down low, Bronick, and he's fouled.
Haven't seen much of Erwin Henry on the offensive end the last few games, but nice to see him get back into a rhythm here today.
46-29, 3:44. Capoletti left no doubt that he was going to claim that basketball on the defensive end.
Very, very good athletic play by Capoletti. Timed it just perfectly.
Chang will check back in. To the bench is Blaze Meredith. Bronick with a real rainbow of a free throw shot. Markel Murphy. Make that Biggins with a high arcing lay-in.
Making his presence felt already off the bench.
Bronick struggling to find a teammate, gets it out to Erwin Henry. And he tries to put it up with two hands and is fouled in the process. He'll go to the line for two.
Eagle foul number 24, Aaron Holiday is first. Team
Holiday picks up the foul, the shot, the senior from Chicago.
Shooting two.
In and out, no good on the first attempt. Into the game, Reardon and Sorensen, which means these final 3 minutes should be real fun. So long as you're not an Eagle fan or a player or coach. It's been a nightmare so far today.
Yeah, expect to see a very interesting two-man game here in the last 3 minutes.
Henry splits a pair, 17-point lead with 3 to go. Murphy steps into a three. That was the old Aaron Tickness special. The assistant coach on the Cardinals staff used to do that all the time. Last man down the floor would step into a three, and a lefty stroke more often than not would guide it home. Reardon stuck, gets it over to Pollock. High post, Sorensen back to Reardon. Two-man game like you mentioned. Reardon, this time though, goes to Henry. Reardon drives, dishes off, Sorensen lays it in. How do you defend that? Three, airmail.
I'm not sure, but come halftime, they're gonna have to figure it out.
Henry to the basket, kicks it over to Sorensen, and Sorensen traveled.
Sorensen acted like he was about to go up and throw down one of the nastiest dunks you will ever see, but unfortunately the defender right there.
Reardon trying to guard the smaller and speedier Shelby Frazier, and Frazier gets the better of him this time. 50-33, Reardon racing up the floor, right into the lane, scoops, can't score, and it's knocked away by Sorensen. Make that from Sorensen and out of play. Boy, Reardon just kept getting baited to take it, and he took it. He almost knocked it through.
Yeah, a player of his caliber, you can't really use that bait because he will take it and he will score.
Double team comes for Raritan. Sorensen, shot fake, kicks it underneath. Henry rolls it around. Sorensen cleans it up. What a first half. 25 points, 9 rebounds.
Absolutely incredible.
And Fisher can't connect after he goes into the body of Raritan. 2-man on 2-man. And it's Sorensen racing to the rack and lays it in with the finger roll. Hello.
So silky smooth around the rim. It's so nice to watch.
And there's the double-double, 27 and 10. Shot missed, and the Cardinals have begun to race away. 21-point lead and 1:15 to go. Sorensen wants more. In the post, creates separation and lays it in again.
He's hot. Gotta ride the hot hand.
I've never seen this half of basketball in Division III. Never. 3 from Murphy, can't connect, and now Raritan has the basketball.
The only thing that would top off this night is if he gets that nasty dunk.
Outside, Chang a 3. Chang buries it from the wing. Murphy bouncing into the lane, awkward looking shot, somehow got the roll.
Good body control. He adjusted midair and was able to get the layup to go. Very nice move.
About a half a second difference, game clock to shot clock. And Fisher drives and puts up a shot. No, Murphy's palm, no good either. Now a 4-on-2. Henry down low, Sorensen threads the needle and Sorensen converts. 31 points in the first half for Sorensen. 5 seconds, the shot, no good. Sorensen battling for the rebound. Murphy puts it up, drains it, count the basket. It is a 61-37 score at the break, and holy moly, Alex Sorensen.
We talked about when Sorensen came back into the game with Raritan with 3:17 left. We talked about how it was going to be a fun last 3 minutes. I did not expect that.
15 of 18 from the floor, 1 of 1 from behind the three-point line, 31 points overall, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. Meanwhile, Connor Raritan, 10 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. He's in the hunt for a triple-double. What a first half of basketball. The first 20 are over. A 15-minute timeout, and then we'll be back for the second stanza from Gregory Arena. You're watching Cardinal basketball on NCTV 17 and on NCTV17.com. Welcome back. What a first half that was. 61-37 at the break. Cardinals really pulled away down the home stretch in that first half. The score right now doesn't feel accurate of this game. Robert Morris, for the most part, was hanging in there, but a late surge from North Central has given this game a blowout feel. And it basically solely rests on the shoulders of Alex Sorensen, who has 31 points so far tonight, as Chang misses an open three, and we're off and running here in the second half. To the rim and converting is Tate. And a quick 2 points for the Eagles. Sorensen, 31 points, 10 rebounds, and that is only in one half of basketball. Make that 33 points.
It was quite the half of basketball to watch, and it was very fun to watch. And hopefully we'll get more of it here in the second half.
Chang the rebound. And he'll wait for Reardon. And that one's deflected to Capoletti. Handoff Henry over to Reardon. Into the corner, Chang. Reardon. Cross court, Henry. Dumps it down low, Sorensen. Foul before the shot. Smothered by Tate, and that's basically how you're going to have to play it.
Tate is first.
And during halftime, you got to imagine that Robert Morris was talking about what they're going to do here in the second half to try and guard Alex Sorensen.
Thrown into Capoletti, kicks it out, Chang. Tate is trying to guard Sorensen one-on-one in the post. We'll see how long they continue with that.
And the nice thing about what the Cardinals are doing with their ball movement right now is they're not forcing it into the post. Obviously there's a mismatch, but they're not forcing the issue. They're being smart about it and letting Alex Sorensen get the ball in the flow of the offense.
Batted away, but Eagles right there. Murphy spins past Sorensen, dive into the basket. Left hand is good. Athletic play from Markel Murphy. Really well done.
And he showed a lot of his athleticism in the first half. He had a pretty good adjustment midair to get a layup to drop later in the first half. So maybe they'll go to him a little more here in the second.
RMU arguing for a travel called against Connor Reardon. And an offensive foul as Erwin Henry launched off of Shelby Frazier.
A little bit of a shove there, so good call.
Extended with the arm. That's usually a pretty good indication of an offensive foul. A couple of historical stats if you want to keep track at home. The program high for points in a game is 129, set in 2004 against Marietta. Don't think that's going to come into jeopardy today, although we've seen crazier things. As Sorensen able to convert again, and Tate is down on the floor holding his knee. Holding the lower leg would make that maybe an ankle. Hopefully it's not nearly as bad as the early indications appear. So 129 points is the program high for points in a game. 52 is an individual high for points in a game. That's Bill Warden, and that was a long time ago. But he holds the record, and if I'm not mistaken, he is in attendance this afternoon. We want to do some math real quick. Not exactly my strong suit, but Sorensen at 35, he needs 17 points to tie. He needs 18 to win. Or well, rather set a new record high.
And with the way that he's been just absolutely dominant in this game, it's very possible. But with the score the way it is and how important he is to this team, and especially in the long run, we may or may not see a lot of Sorensen here in the second half.
17 of 20 from the floor, highly efficient.
But we'll definitely hope that we see him reach that 52 mark.
Kind of pros and cons with it, right? If he does stay on the floor for another 12 or 13 minutes, that would mean that Robert Morris was hanging around the game.
Yes.
which is not a good thing if you're a North Central fan. But at the same time, you want to see Sorensen on the floor. So you don't want this to be a blowout. Longfield, who just checked in for Tate, able to knock down the basket. 22-point game. Ahead to Capoletti. Cross-court, Henry. Dump down underneath Sorensen. Sorensen goes to work, kicks it out, re-entered into the post. Sorensen back to work, splits a pair, throws it up, and gets the roll. 37 points.
I'll keep saying it, his touch around the rim is impeccably smooth, and it's so nice to watch.
Beautiful touch there from Murphy. Long pass Sorensen. Out in the open floor, spins into the lane, and again with the finger roll.
It's a saying for a reason, you ride the hot hand, and they're going to ride him until he can't do it no more.
Outside, and that bucket drained by Dixon. At this point, I don't know if you really watch the game score. You're watching the box score and the individual point column for Alex Sorensen. Rebound pulled down by Dixon. It's a 21-point game. As Robert Morris, I think they're probably more concerned about the game score. And it's back underneath 20, thanks to the shot from Dixon.
And honestly, you know, we're getting excited watching what is happening right now, but
Sorensen again, 41.
As I was about to say, Robert Morris needs to find a way to start defending him well. Otherwise, this game is just going to be over before you know it. And maybe they need to start doubling him more. Maybe they need to try and deny him the ball by double teaming him in the post before he gets the ball.
Murphy stops quickly and releases and comes up well short. Raridan over to Sorensen, steps into a three. Yeah, that would have been too good to be true. Raridan gets the offensive rebound, kicks it over to Henry. Into the post, Sorensen again, hooks around, puts up a shot and an offensive foul.
I don't know about that one. That was a great post move by Sorensen.
Had his guy leaning one way and spun the other. Stands at 41. Could have been 43. Driving and laying that one in is Ryan Matthew. 19-point affair. Henry gets past his defender, dumps it underneath Sorensen again. I mean, it's just been that kind of afternoon.
Yeah, at some point, you got to change something up defensively because whatever you're doing, it's not working. And obviously, the rest of the Cardinals team is able to drive the lane, and the Eagles need to rotate and help defense on those drives, which is just giving Sorensen more wide open looks. You know he's the one beating you. Do something about it.
Take him away. Timeout, Robert Morris. They'll probably talk about just that. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this on NCTV 17. Tonight, or rather this afternoon, is already a historic game. Alex Sorensen has broken the record for field goals made in a game. The previous record held by Bill Warden, 19, and that was in 1955 against the Lake Forest. Sorensen already has 21. In the age of three-point shooting, he has all but one field goal coming from inside the arc. Sorensen kicks it out to Pollock.
And that's what you got to do on defense. Double him in the post, get him out of the post, and get the ball out of his hands.
Turnover, and here comes Robert Morris, and a travel call on RMU, and Raritan looks like he may have jammed his wrist or a finger or something. So maybe that's the development that Robert Morris needed, was to make a concerted effort to bring help. Raritan, a jump shot, no good. Foul on Blaze Meredith on the attempted offensive rebound. Feels like it's been ages since somebody other than Alex Sorensen has attempted a shot. Which is a good and a bad thing, because you kind of fall out of rhythm as a team when somebody's going like this.
Yeah, and we just saw that with proof from Raritan missing the wide open jumper. But the scary thing about the Cardinals is they do have that second and third option that can step up if Sorensen doesn't need to do any more scoring, or if they do play good defense on him and deny him the ball.
Raritan hung up in the backcourt, now gets across the timeline over to Meredith. Henry, wide open three, skips off the rim, no good. Jump shot, no. Rebound, Henry. Back to Raritan, and he'll slow it down a tad. Gets it right back.
10-second violation in the ball.
Backcourt violation is the call.
Number 30, man, Capoletti.
Capoletti in, Henry out. (73-52). 12:50 to go. Sorensen needs 10 points to break the program's all-time record for points in a game. Good move. Lack of execution on the offensive end from Ryan Matthew. Screen from Sorensen as he rolls to the basket. He was wide open for a moment. Meredith trying to drive baseline. Underneath, Sorensen blocked from behind in a foul call. Meredith looks a little ginger, favoring one of his legs. Appears to be all right as Sorensen goes to the line for two.
Shooting two.
And these are actually his first free throw attempts of the afternoon.
And that was actually a point I was going to make. Bill Warden scored his 52 points while taking less than 19 field goal attempts. Well, exactly 19. Both of those records came in the same game against Lake Forest on January 11th of 1955, which means a whole lot of free throws.
Oh, yeah. And back in those days, free throws were probably a lot more common than they are today.
Raritan the rebound, his 11th, and he'll actually bring the ball up himself. Into the lane, scoops and scores again. Wow, 44 points for the big guy.
I don't understand it. If you're Robert Morris and you see Sorensen bringing the ball up by himself, you need to attack him at the top of the key and get the ball out of his hands, because that's just too easy.
Sorensen with it. Jump shot. 46 points for Sorensen.
And just when you get him out of the post, he reminds you that he does have that mid-range jumper.
Deflects straight down off the bottom of the rim. Ahead to Sorensen. Sorensen ahead of the break, and he'll try and lay it in. And instead go to the free throw line. I was really hoping he was going to go for the two-handed slam.
I mentioned earlier to you during the break, that would cap the night for him if he just came up with a nasty dunk.
Sorensen split a pair a moment ago. His second trip to the line this afternoon.
I think he wants it.
Wouldn't you?
And I think at this point, Coach Todd Raridan is like, you want it, go get it.
One more point, and he is at the 50-point plateau. 50 points for Alex Sorensen. And he'll check out. Standing ovation for Sorensen with the Cardinals up 26, and with him responsible for 50 of them.
Oh, wow. That's over half of your offense coming from one man.
Pollock with the basketball. Capoletti takes a three. Can't get it. Meredith with the follow-up.
And this is where the rest of the Cardinal players are going to have to step up and show that they can stay in rhythm on offense.
I'll say that's off of Frazier and out of bounds, Cardinal basketball. So Sorensen checks out. He owns 50 points. That should stay with the Cardinals. 50 points for Sorensen, 2 off the program record. What happens if this game blows back up and they're up by 35 a few minutes from now? Do you put Sorensen back in? You kind of have to, I feel like, don't you? Give him a shot?
I think if you're Coach Todd Raridan, he obviously means a lot to this program in the long run, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I feel if you're Alex Sorensen, you want to get back out there and you want to try it at least. And I think Todd Raridan would give it to him.
Pollock scrambles for the rebound and throws it off of Jack Bronick, gets it right back. Keep in mind, Robert Morris beat North Central last year 77-70. So it's not like this is just a pushover team. They won their conference last year. They went to the second round of the NAIA playoffs. Granted, they didn't return a single starter, but this is a program that just a year ago was established in the NAIA ranks.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, they don't return any starters, but they only return 4 players from that team as well. So it's tough for a program when you are so successful one year, and you expect that to continue, but when you have a whole new group of guys,
makes it difficult. Pollock the three. Meredith, maybe with the steal. Yes, he does. Tommy Koth had checked into the game a moment earlier, and he gets fouled on his way to the basket. 87-54. 9:50 to go, second half.
His first. Team fifth. Tommy Koth to the line. Shooting 2.
Koth knocks down the second, make that first, and then the second. I knew it was coming.
Are you psychic?
I am. I have a feeling Alex Sorensen should be coming back into this game at some point.
Jackie Diggins.
Diggins, make that Biggins, converts on the offensive end. And a foul. And going to the free throw line will be Biggins.
Foul number 2, Tommy Koth, his first, team 4. Jackie Biggins to the line, shooting 2.
$89-56, and now Henry, Sorensen, and Raridan set to check back in.
Returning for the Cardinals, number 32, Connor Raridan, number 34, Erwin Henry, and number 44, Alex Sorensen.
Sorensen 2 points off the record set in 1955. Look, any record's cool to break. It's even cooler when it's 67 years old.
Give or take, yeah.
I don't even know.
62.
Thank you.
And they really want to try and get it to him, too.
Koth outside, swung down low, and a foul on the floor committed by Blake McElroy. Everybody in this gym knows that Sorensen's working on a historic night. I'm not sure if everybody knows just what that historic night or where that kind of bar is set. They know he has 50. He needs 52 to tie. He needs 53 to get it.
And that is honestly the only reason he is in this game right now.
There's the tie, 52 points. Ties the program record for scoring in a game. His next basket, his next free throw will set the record. Koth leads the break, Pollock out ahead, tries a late in, Sorensen follows it up, and there it is! 54 points for Alex Sorensen, a new program record.
Oh, and a new career high.
Thank you. Oh, what a night for Sorensen. Ball goes out of bounds, and that should do it. Sorensen will check out for the afternoon. 23 of 20, make that 25 of 29. 54 points, 14 rebounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations.
A career-defining day for Alex Sorensen, who gets mauled on the bench by his teammates. And a standing ovation from the crowd here in attendance inside Gregory Arena.
Oh, and there's still a basketball game going on.
There's still 8:20 minutes left to go in this game. Pollock the three, buries it. 96 points for the Cardinals. Wow.
Now,
This is unbelievable.
I know we talked about the 129 record earlier, and that's still 33 points off. But with 8 minutes left, I mean, the bench is not just going to not play. It could happen. It would take a lot, but it could happen. That would be a nice cherry on top.
It really would. Breaked off the back of the iron, no good. Tracked down by Will Clausel. Koth with it. Back to Clausel. Stutter steps in over to the corner, Meredith. Down low, Bronick claims it with two hands. Dumps it down, Meredith trying to finish, and he's fouled. I cannot get over the fact that we just witnessed a 54-point night in 27 minutes. He averaged 2 points a minute.
The efficiency as well, just incredible. He missed 4 shots all night, all day, rather.
1 3 he missed, 1 free throw he missed, 3 2-point field goals. And it wasn't like he was just dinking and dunking underneath the basket. He took probably 6 or 7 18-foot jump shots.
Yeah.
And did bury a 3. Pinballing around, ball still loose, Pollock fighting for it, and it's taken away. Shot from Biggins is good. 96-63. Clausel will get called for a 5-second violation on the inbound. Biggins wants it again. Rebound goes to Mike Pollock. And a tip into the hands of Clausel, and he gets taken out. Who knows who touched that ball last? There's a whole heap of bodies there. Make that 7:19 to play. Clausel over to Meredith. Meredith to Pollock. Pollock covered up by Biggins. Down low, Bronick. Bronick whips it across, and it's intercepted. Frazier on the break. Gilbert hands off. Backward pass, so now Gilbert back with it. thrown away. A lot of fanciness and really going nowhere, but the jump shot is good for Aaron Holiday nonetheless.
Aaron Holiday for 2.
And unfortunately, when you don't really have the size with your players, that's something that you're going to have to rely on, is the fancy footwork and the quickness of your players.
Pollock in and out and back in. And he's 4 for 6. Offensive foul goes the other way. Pollock up to 14 points. He's the second leading scorer. He's within striking distance of the leading scorer. He's only 40 points behind him.
He's got 6.5 minutes to go.
Timeout taken. We'll take one with him. We'll be back in a minute on NCTV 17. Welcome back. Cardinals making some substitutions here late in the contest. 6.5 minutes to play. Klossel will slow it down and comes up empty on the pass attempt to Matt Smitansky. Omar Gilbert with it. Into the hands of Biggins. We'll drive and kick. And kick again we go. Into the lane, a wild shot pops straight up the elevator shaft. Koth on the break, kicks it over to Klossel. He'll dive to the basket and convert. Cardinals have crossed the 100-point plateau. Out of bounds, last touch by Koth.
129 still there, I'm just saying.
It really is only 28 points away from tying it. Shot up, no good, but a foul, and Gilbert will go to the line for 2.
Cardinal foul number 12, Matt Smitansky is first. Team 6. Omar Gilbert to the line, shooting 2.
Rebound, tipped around, and last touch by the Cardinals.
Into the game for the Eagles, number 33, Dorian McCraney.
101-65, 5:43 to play. If you're just joining us, you've missed all the fun. Alex Sorensen, 54 points, sets a new program record for points in a game, breaking the old record set back in 1955 by Bill Warden. That was 52, and he did it on a follow-up, which also happened to be his 14th rebound of the afternoon. That is one crazy double-double. Bronick, strong off the glass, too strong. The follow-up will get him a trip to the free throw line.
Eagle foul number 33.
And all of this coming after an 11-day break.
Jack
Absolutely incredible.
And keep in mind that this is completely lost in the night of Sorensen. But Connor Raridan was 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double. 10 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds.
Let's throw him back out there for a couple garbage rebounds.
Let's do it. Let's make them aware that he's only needs 2 rebounds. Bronick knocks down 1 of 2. Good movement, good shot, bad miss. Smetansky with it. Over to Blaze Meredith. Meredith will cue up a 3. In and out. Bronick the rebound. Ball well outside. And a foul by Biggins.
Eagle foul number 22, Jackie Biggins, is 3rd. Team 10.
That is the 10th team foul, which means the Cardinals are into double bonus from here on out. 4:39 to play. Koth misses
Into
the
the game
first.
for the Cardinals, number 52, Max Farson.
Max Farson checks in, a freshman. He'll tag team Bronick to the bench. Really no need for a true big with Robert Morris without a true big on the floor. 1 of 2 for Koth.
And they've pretty much, for the last 3, maybe longer, 3 minutes or longer, they've gone with a very small lineup.
Missing the 3-point attempt, and it's Farson's on the rebound. Meredith drives to the basket and lays it in. Silky smooth delivery from the freshman out of Neuqua Valley. Count the basket, and going to the free throw line will be Drew Hardville.
Cardinal fouls on number 41, Colossal, is 1st. Team 7. Drew Hardville.
4:04 to go. I've never had it where one team is up so much so early, and yet the game is still so exciting. But that was the case we had tonight with Alex Sorensen tracking down a record, eventually getting it.
That's what happens when you're chasing history in a game like this. You know, it may not be an exciting score, but when you throw history into the mix, that's what really gets you going.
And here's the thing, you know, you look at right now, the score is a 40-point gap. 3 good for Farson. You look at the score now, 43-point gap, but without Sorensen's effort, I mean, is this game still a blowout?
Well, he has 54 points, which would put them right around 64?
Roughly.
66. So they'd be losing.
Without that single effort. Then again, he did take up 29 shots. So those shots would have gone to other guys. But still, it's fair to wonder if Sorensen didn't have the night he had. Would Robert Morris look this bad?
Eagle foul number 20.
Because they don't look that bad.
No,
and yet they're down by 38.
And I mean, their most recent loss last night, they only lost by 5, and they scored over 100 points.
Smetansky can't hit the first.
Into the game for the Cardinals, number 4.
Kyle LeBlanc will check in alongside Mark Harden. First action this season for both guys. .109.70. Kicked out. Oh, that looked like a painful jump into the lane. Coming down hard was Dorian McCraney. He'll go to the line. 2:43 to play, second half.
Dorian McCraney to the line to shoot the 1-1.
That's really all you can ask out of your guys at this point if you're Robert Morris. Just go out there and play hard.
It's the first of the 1-1. You know, we walked in and Gregory Arena is a little hotter than usual tonight. And we walked in and we immediately knew it. Little did we know at that point was, well, it's because Alex Sorensen was in attendance today. That's how hot he is. He's warming up the entire building. Harden underneath, and it's poked away. And he'll go to the line for 2.
Eagle foul number 33, Dorian McCraney is second.
He may actually melt all the snow outside as he walks out.
You know, we should just keep him outside for the winter, and that way it would stay super warm.
I'd be all for that.
I don't think he'd be for that. What a night. Harden drains a pair. Hate to sound like a broken record, but again, if you're just joining us, 25 of 29 from the floor for 54 points. That's the night possessed by Alex Sorensen. Unbelievable.
It's kind of hard not to be a broken record when history has been made here tonight, or today, rather.
I keep saying tonight. It's okay. That's a new program record. Previously high was 52, set in 1955. Biggins with the swipe, throwing it ahead. And the shot no good, the follow-up no good either. And the Cardinals with it, and it's Harden with the rock. Underneath, LeBlanc. LeBlanc's an interesting story. Has played for both the football team his freshman year, has been on the track and field team, and now has appeared on the men's basketball team. A super athlete. And we'll see if he can find a home here for Todd Reardon's group.
When you're an athlete, that's all you want to do. You want to get out there and you want to compete. So hopefully he, like you said, has found a home here on a basketball court.
Farsons makes it 2 for 2 from deep. Buck 14 to 72. Minute 12 to go, second half of play. Fossil the rebound. Just a few possessions left. I think the 129 is safe at this point.
I would say so.
Unless we go to overtime.
Which would mean they would score about 42 points in the next 50 seconds.
Yeah, no. I was waiting for that shot to fall. Up ahead to Smetansky. He'll slow it down. So last game was a record game. It was Todd Reardon's career 500th victory. And little did we know at the time, but Aiden Chang tied a program high with 5 steals in a game as Farson makes it 3 for 3 from 3. So they follow up a record-setting game with an even bigger record-setting game. Alex Sorensen, 54 points, a new program high. And like you aptly pointed out, a new career high for him, which I think goes pretty hand in hand. Unbelievable game we witnessed tonight. Alex Sorensen, 54 points. The Cardinals win 117-72 to close out the season, make that close out the calendar year with 4 consecutive wins in a row, and this team is really clicking at the right time.
Yeah, and we talked about it a lot early on in the season. You mentioned they were a top 25 team coming into the season, and they didn't really play to their potential in the first few games. Obviously starting to find their stride here in the last 4 games, going into the new year. Hopefully a good sign of things to come, especially with Alex Sorensen and Connor Raridan back-to-back great games from the two-headed dragon.
Combined, so Raritan had 36 points, was a game high in the last game. Sorensen 54 tonight. They've scored 90 between the two of them in career highs the last two games. Unreal, unbelievable night. Thanks so much for joining us. Kevin Jackman, Zach Bucher, alongside our in-house producer Caleb Donaldson and our on-site producer Sean LeBon. We're saying so long. We'll see you in the new year. Have a happy new year, everybody, from NCTV 17.